Hi, beautiful people. How are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Here is my husband. I have never introduced my husband to you. And yeah, today is the day. And you can say hi.
Imagine me ndiye husband.
You don't talk much.
Sasa hii hapa rich on my leg, ukiangalia venye nimeprop hapo, nimefungiliwa kwa kiti.
My husband is not a camera person, but anyway, you have to drag him in, right? Yeah, so and here we are, guys. Yeah, today I would want you to listen to my story of my struggles with endometriosis, because I have been struggling with it and I feel it can be of great help and it can help you. If not you, it can help your sister somewhere. You can help a friend with it. You can help, if you are a man, you can help your wife, you can help your parents or whoever, When I started my menses, that was back in primary, yeah. And for me, let me say, I didn't know anything about menses. Like, I had zero information. Okay, it was just a normal day. After school, I went home, and that day I had a very strong stomachache. And then it was bad because even my mom didn't know actually. Akanipea dawa nini. Of course, it was so bad. And then following day, I went to school around 8. My mom came to school and she requested to see me. Oh my God. And then she was asking me, okay, have you seen any blood? And I'm like, okay, for us, we used to wear white trousers. Have you seen any blood? And I was like, where? No. And it was like, what do you mean? Like, any blood? Where? Like, I was so confused and I had a lot of questions running in my mind. She was heading to work, so we couldn't talk much. So she told me, okay, take this. It was a pad. I remember it like today. Take this one. You need to just open it this way, and then you put it under your panties. You can't imagine what I did, guys. I didn't remove the top cover between the panty and the trouser. That is where I placed and actually it couldn't even help. So it was crazy, I remember. And I was just praying like that day to end, to just go home. And so when I went home, that is when my mom tried to tell me, without this, you can have kids and every woman have to go through this and all that. It is a long story about it, because I was even wishing the worst thing on myself, like to die and just leave the whole thing. Like, it was so bad. Maybe you can also share your experience, guys. How was that first day of your menses? How was it? Is it only mine that was so crazy? Did you know anything about it? Or yeah, you can share your story also. And so, guys, it was so painful, by the way. I remember it was very, very painful. To an extent, I went to the hospital, and though it was a public hospital. So when we went there with my mama, I asked the doctor. The guy couldn't tell me everything. I don't know. He didn't even answer my questions because I had a lot of questions. You can imagine the experience, the questions that are running in my mind, and it was too much also for him. But also it was bad because he didn't tell me. I still went on having the painful menses. The first day was the one that I was experiencing a lot of pain, yeah. But the other days, it wasn't as much as the first day. When I went to high school, I think maybe about the climate and all that, still the first day I was experiencing a lot of pain. Though sometimes it used to change, yeah. Maybe this time it will come with a lot of emotions. I mean, happiness emotion. Like I get so excited, I get so happy. Maybe next time it will be like anger, like I'm so angry, I'm so moody, and so all that. It used to be that way. But when I am so overexcited, sometimes I wouldn't even experience the pain. So it was that way all the way. And after high school, even after college and all that, that is when after high school, yeah. After high school, it started to be extremely painful. If the pain just came when I was on the road, I could just sleep wherever I am and lie down wherever I am, because that was so unbearable. I couldn't even walk alone. My husband and I has been are long-term friends. Since I was back in high school, he was that good friend of mine. So it came to a time after COVID, I don't have the job. So we met with him again and he introduced me to what he was doing then. I mean, the online working. And so I got into that industry. And that is when later we made our friendship official. We went to our parents, maybe you can tell more.
Okay, yeah, it's just that we met after a lot of time being in the friend zone, and finally she said yes.
After 7 good years, guys.
Yeah, I had to dig and to do a lot of pushing, but it's the way of life. I wouldn't wish that for any man.
Hey, really?
7 years is a lot of years. How we met is a completely big story, and I met her at my worst time. But we'll tell that story maybe another day when she will be ready and I'll be ready to tell the story. But today is about her story, and it's about her struggle with endometriosis.
Yeah.
And so for me, I would say how I was introduced to her is, I was introduced to the condition is when we started working together, and as I introduced her to my field because she lost her job during COVID. And so I thought maybe you can come and do whatever I was doing because it's a big field and there's grass for everybody. So she had to relocate from Nairobi to Nanyuki where I was living then, and she looked for a house near where I was living. And it also helped me, by the way, and that's how she said yes. Yeah,
wow.
But
wow.
Yeah.
By the way, it's true.
Yeah, she said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I was saying, as I introduced her to my field, so we needed to work together, and she would come to my house and we would learn and teach her to find clients, to do the job and to push. Yeah, so we had to be with her for a long period of time. So, and that's how I was introduced to her struggle with whatever she was saying.
But at least I'm a fast learner.
I would say my first time, my experience with her menses, I even didn't know it was the menses. She herself didn't know about it, because then I don't think she was tracking it with these apps that they normally use.
I remember there was that one day after work, we went to the market in the neighborhood, So we went to the market. When we were coming back, that is when I started feeling a lot of pain, though it wasn't even the day that I was supposed to menstruate. I started to feel a lot of pain on my back. So, and then is that also the other condition, that the hiccups one. So we'll talk also about it in another episode. So I couldn't walk. And so I remember my husband calling a motorbike and to take us home, though it is like 3 minutes walk, but I couldn't walk. I remember he just carried me from the motorbike all the way to his house, and he couldn't take me to my house because again I couldn't stay alone at that condition, and he needed to seek for medical attention, so I lied on the couch. He gave me a painkiller. Was it Panadol?
No, it was something else that you had.
He gave me some painkillers, and let me say, there was no change at all. Instead, the pain was increasing. So I remember it was at night already now. It was around 7:30 p.m. So he had to call his dad.
So I think my dad, they came with my brother, and we took her to the hospital. And for me it was a very different experience because I'd not seen anybody in such pain.
Yeah, and remember this was the first time.
For me, in my family, I've not seen, or in my past I've not experienced, I've not interacted with, or maybe where I was, it was a private business for my mom and my sisters, so it was I've not been exposed to it. Also, so to cut the story short, it was something shocking for me, and getting to the point of like calling my dad and take her to the hospital. And then we were at the hospital for 3 hours. Actually, it was an emergency because she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she was just crying and having some convulsions. And yeah, it was huge, and it was huge for me. It was my first experience seeing that. Yeah, and I knew I had to brace myself for something big or for a life in this. And yeah, it was something that we had to cope with. And so yeah, that's when now we decided we'll have to tackle this thing one by one. Of course, she had other issues like gastritis issues and yeah, her eyesight also, for the back pains. Yeah, there were a lot of issues. So we decided that we are going to tackle them one by one. And yeah, so I actually remember like the first thing that I told her after we came back to the hospital, I told her you have to look for a better insurance. I remember the time that she was just using the government one, and it was NHIF then.
Yeah, NHIF.
NHIF then, but we needed to have a better insurance that would cover a long fight with the issues that we were having. So yeah, we worked for it. We saved money. I think it was about $1,000. Yeah, $1,000. Well, that's around 100K Kenyan shilling then. Yeah, and of course, then our business was not big, so we would not say we would afford it within a month. Also, we had to save for about 3 months to get that place. Yeah. And so now, so that was the first thing that we did. So we decided we are going to save for 3 months and then get a good insurance and then start handling these things one by one. Yeah, and as she was telling you, is that her issues with endometriosis, that her pains have been changing over time, and by the change we mean that it has been gradually increasing or gradually worsening.
Yeah.
So if in her primary school, the first time she was just having the pains maybe once in 3 months or once in a month, then it will be 1 month, then it will be 1 day for 1 month, and then it will be 2 days for 2 months in a row, and then but after we met, I remember she was having pains almost every month, and it was becoming because I remember she was telling me that prior to that she would not have pains for all months, but after we met, I think most of the time she has always had pain every month. And yeah, so, and currently you would say it's every month for about 16 or 20 days in a month. So it is something that has become gradually deteriorating. Yeah.
And also, guys, I remember before our wedding day, of course, we went to hospital to also seek for advice on how to maybe get the best contraceptives and all that. Okay, I started taking the pills. For us, that is what we chose. After maybe 3 months, even after the menses, the pain would continue for a whole week. That is even after menses. That is when I saw, this thing is getting more serious. And for me, I thought it's about the pills and all that. So we had to go to the hospital, look for the best gynecologist in town. So yeah, that is when we started doing the follow-up on the whole thing. And of course, there were other things that were there which were treated. The gynecologist advised us not to continue taking the pills, but we are introduced also to the patch, which didn't also work so well with me because of the hormones, like you couldn't even touch the boobs because of the pain. As a family, we decided not to take any contraceptives like the hormonal ones. And of course, for us, we couldn't go also for the, how is it called?
The coil.
The coil, yeah. We couldn't choose that.
The gynecologist advised that if you are having painful menses, you can't do the coil because the coil only aggravates the situation.
Yeah.
So that's why for the first thing that we did was the pills, because they were easier to do than the other long ones, the 3 months or 4 months thing. But yeah, so that was it. I think that's our journey with the contraceptives.
Yeah. And so guys, from there, okay, Of course, we have been doing follow-ups now and then with our gynecologist. We have been doing follow-up with her for 2 years now. And she has also been telling me now and then, you need to do the endometriosis scan. And for me, something that involves the surgery and all that, I mean, I have some traumas with the MRI machines and all that. So I couldn't imagine me going through surgery. So I could just like cut the communication. Everything started like to be more severe, like every time now and then. By the way, I didn't tell you something. I also started having pain during ovulation time. Like when I'm ovulating, there are a lot of pain, like going through hell. I'm telling you, like, and when the pain starts, like during ovulation, it would continue until I get my menses. Each and every day of menstruation was such a hell. I mean, the pain was so unbearable. Like it was affecting everything. Okay, it is affecting up today. So it affects everything. Like I can't walk. I just stay on the bed. I can't literally do anything. Using tramadol, like to control the pain, and the side effects, the way you feel. Okay, tramadol is mostly used when someone have surgery. So the pain, you can imagine how it makes like you feel dizzy, sleepy, all those kind of things. Yeah, so it came to a day that as the family we decided maybe this is the time. Yeah. Or what made you feel like this is the appropriate time for you, baby, to push me into that?
Okay, for me, I've always done that. I remember I've always told you to do that every time you're in pain.
Yeah.
I've always told you, maybe it's time to do this, because for me, I feel the best thing to treat something is to know whatever you are fighting with, and then you can know what instruments to use to fight with it. So the doctor also decided that maybe to ease in the road for her, she would first of all, of course, she had done a lot of ultrasounds in Nanyuki and in other places, but maybe the ultrasounds were not clear enough to show the problem. And so the doctor decided like we needed to have a better ultrasound machine.
Yeah.
And so the only place that had the recent ultrasound machine, or the best model that we have in Kenya, is a place in Nairobi called Scan Pro Center.
Yeah.
And that's where she sent us to.
Shout out to
So yeah, so I think that's the best thing that she did, because for one, we are able to lighten the road, and you can make the path a little bit clear before you do any other surgical interferences. Yeah, we did an ultrasound,
Yeah.
and however it was done, it was an ultrasound.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we are now, and we wouldn't say she's out of the bush from the struggles that she's still having, because I think even today she was still in pain in the morning.
Yeah. Very bad pain.
Yeah, but at least we did an ultrasound yesterday.
Yeah.
And the Scan Pro Center guys, yeah, they did that test yesterday, and yeah, so they confirmed there might be some endometriosis and some other issues in her uterus. The uterus has also some abnormalities.
Yeah.
But the best thing is, at least now we have a way forward.
Yeah, sure.
And when we go back home and we are going to see a gynecologist, and then maybe you might be back in Nairobi, and then in a few weeks, and then we might do a surgical procedure that is going not only to confirm the whatever the scan did, but also to treat. And the best thing is that, of course, my wife has been able to agree to do it. She's in the right emotional state to be able to go through it.
Sure.
And I know it's a big sacrifice for her, maybe because she thinks, yeah, she is a strong woman and she has gone through all the pains with grace. And yeah, she is a very strong woman. I think the strongest I've ever found, I've ever met. Yeah, so as she goes on with her treatment, maybe you also who is going through the same issues, maybe you can, from her journey, you might be, because I know she's going to be updating you as she goes on. Maybe in a few years or in a few months from now, she's going to tell you she's having painless menses, and it will be a big win for her. It will be a big win for me also,
For sure.
and for my family. Yeah, and at least we'll have tried and fought the second thing with that I've been fighting with in her medical journey. Yeah, so pray for her, pray for you also, and just keep the faith. The most important thing is to keep the faith, because for me, I usually tell my wife that a day will come and she'll be able to spend a whole day without pain. She'll be able to spend a whole week without pain. She'll be able to spend a whole month without pain, and she'll be able to live her life like any other woman. That's all that people want, and that's all what entails this life. It's being able to live it, being comfortable with a loving family, and building whatever God has given you.
Yeah.
So everybody just keep the faith. I know some procedures might be a bit expensive, or and you might not have a good insurance. You might not be able to see the right doctors, but just keep the faith, keep the hope, and I know maybe one day you're going to have a good day, and you will be happy about it. She will be happy about it, and I will be happy for you about it when I see it in the comment section, and you are saying that through your story I was able to seek help. And the most important thing is you have to know is that painful menses is not something that is normal. It's not normal. It's something that you should seek medical attention for. Go do the scans. Visit a good gynecologist. I know it's mostly the topic is taboo for a lot of people, and you do it in your secret. You don't want your mom to know, your dad to know, or your husband to know about it. But the most important thing is to keep faith, visit a good doctor, and then keep fighting. Don't lose hope.
Yeah, and also, guys, what I would love to say, or what I would want to say, rather, is this should be a public knowledge, and people should not fear to talk about this, because many ladies out here are dying because you never know if you're experiencing the whole severe pain. Like, you never know if you're suffering from endo and this endometriosis. You never know how far they have spread, and they might even spread to very sensitive organs, and they might lead even to something bad. So guys, if you feel those pains, you are experiencing like severe pain during your menses, you should seek medical attention, guys. And I wouldn't advise to just go to a normal doctor. Please just look for an expert, I mean a gynecologist, for the sake of your health. Just look for gynecologist that you trust, that is an expert that you can go through your journey with. I would feel so happy to see you sharing on the comment section how your journey has been, and please, good vibes, okay? And remain positive. And guys, I wish you all the best, and we will be updating you on what will be happening. Even now that we have found at least what is there, we will be updating you in every step of our life about that, because if we have involved you in it, you're our family, our online family, and therefore, guys, we'll walk with you guys in this journey. Thank you so much, guys.
That's about it. Yeah, take care, have a good day, and enjoy your life, guys.
Yeah, so we live once, guys, and you have to live healthy. You have to be happy in life. Even despite of the pain, I'm still happy, guys. I'm trying to enjoy myself.